Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we've done a little bit of time traveling, and here they are. We have the Sugo Fest banner for the anniversary, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the rare recruit characters. I'm not going to be talking about the legends, I'm not going to be talking about the banners. Once we get a little bit more information on the banners at news time today is when we should get the information. That's when I'll most likely do the breakdown of like where I think you guys should summon, what has the most value and what not. But in today's video, as I mentioned, we're not talking about the legends, we're not talking about the banner, but we're actually going to be talking about the rare recruits. So, with the new banner comes not only the new legends of Luffy, Yamato and Ace, Kaido, and the waifus. And I'm not going to talk about these guys, like I said, I'll leave links in the description for you if you guys want to check out those videos. I do think Luffy's the most well-rounded. I think Yamato and Ace are going to have the most value moving forward. I think Kaido has the highest damage output or potential. And the best sub capabilities are the waifus. So, like I said, links in the description below if you guys want to check those out. In terms of who to summon for, most players, I think Yamato and Ace is probably the most value because they can hybrid up with either Kaido or Luffy. As for Kaido and Luffy, you're kind of like picking at straws who's better. It's up to you, really. I think they're pretty much on par with each other. And then finally, the waifus, they're just appealing to the Sims, yo. Like, they're just appealing to the Sims. And honestly, Bandai knows how to make some coin because, they've done a fantastic job with the artwork. As for today's video, though, we're going to be talking about the new Roronoa Zoro, we're going to be talking about the new Sanji, talking about the new King, talking about the Queen, and talking about the new Rare Recruit Jack. And all these characters are absolutely busted. So if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to belt the like button. If you're new, or you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell notification because anniversary is literally a day away. And we're going to have a lot of stuff coming, yo. A lot of stuff. You don't want to miss any of it. But let's take a look at Mr. Roronoa Zoro first of all. So, Mr. Roronoa Zoro, that's fun to say, Flame Rendering Swordsman is a slasher free spirit character, which is going to be really, really good because there's not a lot of free spirit Zoros in the game. Besides, like, Treasure Map Mugiwara 56 Zoros, like the one I can, like, pick off the top of my head, you're going to want to run a Zoro under Luffy as the Super Tandem conditions for Luffy are a Zoro and a Sanji unless you have them level 4 or higher. Most people, if you do pull Luffy, you're not going to have that Super Tandem at max, so having this Zoro is going to be very, very handy. He is a Dex character as well. He has Slotbind and he has Pinch Healing. He goes down to a 13-turn cooldown with his special, which will remove all damage reduction and threshold by 5 turns, and if your captain is a slasher or free spirit character, he doubles type effects, so color affinity for 1 turn, for slashers and free spirits. So he's going to be your color affinity booster on the team, which is really, really nice, as Luffy is an orb booster. His captain ability, who cares about his captain ability? But he does have some very interesting sailors or crewmate abilities. These particular characters have some absolutely insane crewmate abilities, and the introduction of this is actually really, really cool, because there's basically some new mechanics we haven't seen before. His first crewmate ability will make slasher and free spirit characters quick slots have matching slot effects. Amazing. Like, actually amazing. That's so good, especially under Luffy. Like, that is so, so good. Another matching orb, very, very nice. Then, his crewmate ability, when you tap with a tandem slot, it will further increase the crew's type effect by 0.2. So this essentially gives him a 2.2 times color affinity boost. That's insane. That's so good. That is so good. All you have to do is tap with a tandem orb, which Luffy is centric around, and obviously he needs it for the super tandem. So good. Such a good sailor ability. Like, ridiculously good. Insane. Like, it's actually insane what they've done here. So this Zoro, very, very good. Like I said, if you do pull Luffy, you're probably going to have this Zoro because, like I said, there's not a lot of free spirit Zoros in the game. But like I was just saying, if you don't have Treasure Map Mugiwara 56 Zoro, make sure to head over to the shop, the Treasure Map shop right now, and pick him up because he's going to be very, very useful under Luffy. His support is just stats, unfortunately, but it goes on any slasher character, so that is kind of nice. The next character to talk about is Mr. Sanji, Blackleg racing to his side. He is a Dex unit as well as a free spirit and fighter who has hunger and slotbind. So that's kind of nice that he has hunger. It's going to help out Luffy a lot if you ever do get hunger. He does go down to 13 turns just like Zoro, and his special ability will add 1.1 to the chain, and if your captain is free spirit or fighter, he reduces paralysis, bind, and special bind. This utility is so good. 5 turns of 2 of the most annoying utility in the game, being bind and special bind. The paralysis is just kind of like cool, like that's nice, but this is all the other utility that Luffy doesn't cover. Luffy does 20 turns of despair removal, so having this Sanji is so good because not only you can get a 1.1 chain boost, which is actually quite high for a rare recruit, like very, very high for a rare recruit. This is like Legend Cracker. This is what Legend Cracker does. 1.1. Absolutely insane. And then has some crazy utility. It's going to be very, very nice under Luffy. Sanji also is the other requirement for Luffy's Super Tandem, unless you have him level 4 or higher, and then it includes all the Straw Hats. But, as I mentioned, all these characters have very, very good Sailor abilities. Sanji will completely evade Special Bind, by the way. Completely. Not like 5 turns. He completely evades Special Bind. That is so good. So good. That means, like, if you get, like, 6 turns of Special Bind, you can use, like, a Sailor to remove, like, 2 of it, and then use Sanji to remove the rest. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Like, ridiculously good. Invading Special Bind completely is just way better than anything else. Like, very, very nice touch. I do like this Sanji quite a bit. His other crewmate, just like Zoro, if you tap with a tandem slot, increases the chain multiplier additive boost by 0.2. So this guy doesn't become a 1.1 times chain boost. He becomes a 1.3 times chain boost. That is wild. I mean, you could always add Brook on the team, and then Brook, like, becomes a 1.8, and then you don't have to worry about, like, the super class or whatever, because Luffy's the super class unit. It's just wild. It's wild. These Sailor abilities of tandem, attacking with tandem orbs, is so good, and it's something that you're going to see through King, Queen, and Jack as well. So Sanji, very nice utility. I think he's a little bit better than the Zoro, in my opinion, but the thing is, we have a lot of other Sanjis that are free spirits, namely stuff like Soba Mask, that this guy's going to have to compete with. But nevertheless, this guy's still going to see play when you need that crazy utility. So moving on to King now. Obviously, Zoro and Sanji were built for the new Luffy, where these 3 next characters are obviously built for Kaido. King, the Soaring Wildfire, is a strength powerhouse striker unit, obviously falling under Kaido. He goes down to 13 turn cooldown with Slot Bind and Enrage. His special will boost striker and powerhouse characters' attack by 2.25 for 1 turn, and if the captain is a striker or powerhouse, he reduces Despair, attack down, and special bind by 5 turns. That is so ridiculously strong. Just a rare recruit that does a 2.25 times attack boost, like just non-conditionally, is so ridiculously strong. This is better than some legends. Like, this unit is better than some legends. Not only that, but he removes a Despair, attack down, and special bind. The only other one, when I was talking about Sanji, that's more annoying to deal with than bind and special bind, is attack down. The thing about attack down is, though, it doesn't actually affect your characters like special bind and bind can. The fact that this guy does special bind removal is awesome, but in saying that, it kind of replaces the old King. Whilst the old King's still good because he has fear, this guy doesn't. I imagine this guy will get fear moving like down the track, and the other King can give cooldowns, so he'll still see play, but this guy is so good. Like, so ridiculously good. Kaido's your orb booster too, so getting this attack boost helps out drastically for those stages where you get like a bunch of pesky utility, when you need a bunch of pesky utility. The downside to this unit, obviously, to get the utility, just like Sanji, is that your captain needs to be striker or powerhouse. But in my opinion, that is not a big detriment. It's not a big detriment at all. His captain ability, who cares? And then we can move on to his Sailor, where his Sailor completely evades special bind, just like Sanji. So good. So good. And then his crewmate, other crewmate, will give an extra 0.2 to the attack boost if you have a tandem or a Wano orb. This guy's basically a 2.5 times attack boost. 2.45 times attack boost just when hitting with a tandem or Wano slot, which Kaido generates very easily. These rare recruits make the new legends so much better. Like, it's wild. It's wild. An extra 0.2. I imagine it's going to give that little plus buff, so you can't use other things to buff it anyway. But Striker and Powerhouse don't really have that, especially for attack boosters. So this King is so good. He is so, so good. Not only that, but he has a crazy-ass support. Once per quest, when you use your special, he changes character slot to tandem slot and removes 1 turn of a Despair and attack down. He goes on Jack, Kaido, and Queen. This guy's so good. This guy's ridiculous. He's actually ridiculous. Such a good rare recruit. Very, very strong. Great sailors. Great special. Great support. Definitely want to pick this guy up. I just quickly want to backtrack to Sanji's support. I forgot to cover it. It's just stats. I do think Sanji and Zoro got the short end of the stick with their supports, but nevertheless, they go on all free spirit characters, so like, it is what it is. Alright, so moving on to Queen now, Retaliating Plague. He is also a powerhouse striker strength unit. So you're basically running powerhouse striker strength characters when you... well, you're definitely running powerhouse and strikers under Kaido. The fact that they're all strength to me is a bit like why? I don't really know why they're all strength when, like, he's a powerhouse striker booster. But same with Luffy and, like, Sanji, Zoro, they're all dex. But I guess they're kind of moving towards something. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But 13 turn cooldown like the rest of them. Slot bind and enrage. And he's special. Reduces damage reduction and defense up by 5 turns. Locks crew slot for 1 turn. And if your captain is a powerhouse or striker booster, powerhouse or striker character, he's going to boost striker and powerhouse's base attack by 900. A rare recruit that does 900 base attack. What is that? What? 900 base attack. That is wild. Like, to put it in perspective, right? Robin and Jinbei do 1,000. That's only 100 more. It's not that big of a gap when you're looking at, like, a legend compared to a rare recruit. These characters are nuts, man. These characters are so damn good. He's captain. Again, who cares? But his sailor abilities are, once again, very strong. 75 base stats to striker and powerhouse characters, so just extra stats is nice. Probably the weakest of the sailors that we've spoken about so far. But his crewmate ability, his other one, gives a minus 10% striker and powerhouse resistance to all enemies if you attack with a 10 or 1 slot. There's only one other character that does this, like, resistance mechanic, and that's Legend Kinemon Denjiro. 10% might not seem like a big number, but timesing everything by 1.1, when Kaido is, like, doing disgusting numbers anyway, this queen is cracked. This queen is so good. It's so good. Obviously, full immunity might still affect this, but nevertheless, like, this queen is going to see a lot of play. A lot of play. Not to mention that artwork is fire. It's so good. I'm in love with these rare recruits, man. I'm in love with these rare recruits. Once again, just like King as well, he has an absolutely stupid support. If you use a special, he changes the supported characters slot to tandem slot, boosts striker and powerhouse characters attack by plus 200 base attack. A support that does base attack that goes on Kaido, King, and Jack? What? What? Absolutely wild, man. Wild. Such a good rare recruit. Like, ideally, like, you want to pick up all of these characters, man. This anniversary, this batch of characters, they've done such a good job with. And the introduction of these new sailors has just made these rare recruits so much more valuable. Like, so much more valuable. The final character to talk about is the Trampling Drought Jack. Once again, he is a striker and a powerhouse character, as well as being strength. Kaido's just going to be running like a full strength team by the sound of it. So, like, Dex content's just going to get absolutely clapped. His special goes down to 13 turn cooldowns just like everyone else, and he has slot bind and enrage just like Queen does. His special will add 1.1 to the chain boost, and if your captain is striker or powerhouse, he reduces paralysis and bind by 5 turns, as well as damage reduction. So with King, Queen, and Jack, you get all 3 of the damage reduction removals. You get all of your nasty debuff removal, being paralysis, bind, despair, attack down, special bind. You're just covered for literally everything you need to be covered from. You get a 1.1 times chain boost, which obviously works amazingly with Kaido doing his back-ended damage. If you have something like X-Drake as a friend captain, you can get super class, super type. It just goes absolutely wild. That goes wild. Like, I do think Jack's probably the weakest, if I'm completely honest, but not in a negative way. Just because, like, in terms of what he provides, it's just not as good, I guess. I guess you could maybe argue Queen is the weakest, but his Sailor is just so good. His captain ability here just, like, doesn't even matter, so don't worry about that. His crewmate, though, again, more base stats, 75 to striker and powerhouse. This is, like, doesn't seem great, but, like, just getting an extra 150 attack, like, that makes Queen, like, what, that 900 turns into, like, 1050 base attack, so this is good. Like, it's good. It's not bad, it's not great, it's good. His other crewmate, again, if you attack with a tandem or a Wano slot, increases the chain boost by 0.2, just like Sanji does. The thing about these characters compared to Zoro and Sanji is they have the Wano orb mechanic in there too. And obviously with Kaido generating them, it's just disgusting, man. It's actually disgusting. A 1.3 times chain boost. Then you can, like, chuck X-Drake, have the 3.0 chain boundary. Starting at, like, 4.3 going up, run a hybrid Yamato, get the chain multiplier. Like, wild. It's actually wild. It's so wild what these characters provide for Kaido. And honestly, if you have this batch and Kaido, like, you're going to be just doing some absurd things. You're going to be just destroying content. Like, content's just not going to stand a chance. He has another amazing support going on King, Queen, and Kaido. Gives a tandem orb when the character uses a special and removes 1 turn of paralysis and bind. It's just so good. It's so good. So all in all, like, these rare recruits, like, I'm going to release my rare recruit tier list later today, actually. Like, around the end of today, just for you guys. But all of these characters go in God tier. Like, it's straight up. Like, I haven't even used them yet, and I can already tell you that all these characters are going to go in God tier. Like, they are so ridiculously powerful. They've done such a good job with these rare recruits, and I'm incredibly excited to pull for them. If you guys did enjoy the video, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know who your favorite rare recruit is down there as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to belt the like button for me as well. If you are new or you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. And as I mentioned, hit that bell notification because Anniversary is going to bring so much content. You won't want to miss it all. But most importantly, wherever you are in this beautiful world, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.